Today we talk about the case of Harrison Bergeron in real life. We'll start out with a brief reading.
A short story that is both interesting and relevant to our times is called Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut Jr., published 1961. First paragraph. The year was 2081, and everybody was finally equal. They weren't only equal before God and the law. They were equal every which way. Nobody was smarter than anybody else. Nobody was better looking than anybody else. Nobody was stronger, quicker than anybody else. All this equality was due to the 211th, 212th, and 213 amendments to the Constitution, and to the unceasing vigilance of agents of the United States Handicapper General. Rebellious Voz.
Not that long ago, we were working on a complex project, and a colleague said, "Hey, let's not worry too much about it. How do you eat an elephant?" And we all looked at him and just thought, like, what the heck are you talking about? But it'd take us a long time. And he said, yeah, that's possible. But all it would take to make it possible is one bite at a time. I'm pretty sure that the characters in Harrison Bergeron lost most of their rights one bite at a time. And just like that, little by little, we give up our rights and create a system that's unstoppable and supersedes our liberty and our sovereignty. We got to be careful what causes we support. They could be the wrong causes that lead to an uncertain future. With everything going on, I began to think about the whole corona pandemonium and the questionable evolution of things. At first they told us, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask. No. Don't wear a mask. It's not necessary. Yes, wear a mask. It could help. Possibly. Maybe. Then the social distancing took place, as well as the closing of people's businesses and livelihoods. All this due to iron-fisted regulations. People's way of life crumbled within a couple days or a week because of some decisions that were made. Some have still not recovered. Some continue to struggle. Some can't even open. Here in the States, people resisted the idea of face coverings. We saw a change in narrative from you should protect yourself to a hey, don't be irresponsible. Wear a mask. Protect your community. This new message had a better tune. People were already in a state of fear, and this added a bit of guilt. With this touch of guilt, our own countrymen eagerly decided to take it upon themselves and enforce the mandate against their own people because they were irresponsible. What's interesting is that many people are offended, even mad, at their own people, at their own countrymen, because they don't wear a mask, because they are prolonging the closure. But they don't blame those at the top, the mayors, the governors that imposed those closures, that set the rules, set the bar, set the authority. Their own countrymen are the irresponsible ones. We gotta think. We gotta question. How was this possible? How was this achieved? Well, there was a scientific study that said it best by Kaide and Goldstein. I'll read a little piece of it. See if it sounds familiar. The introduction of mandatory masking will benefit from being rolled out together with campaigns, citizen initiatives, the media, NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and influencers in order to avoid the public backlash in societies not culturally accustomed to masking. Public awareness is needed that masking protects your community, not just you. Doesn't that sound like a technique, a way that you push propaganda, a way to control and change people's mind? A great campaign for this virus. I gotta admit, some of the things I've said, some of the terms, some of the ideas aren't something new. They were mentioned in a 2010 report by the Rockefeller Foundation called Scenarios for the Future. You should read it. Page 19, Lockstep. I'll read a little piece of it. They also talk about a virus. During the pandemic, national leaders around the world flexed their authority and imposed airtight rules and restrictions, from the mandatory wearing of masks to body temperature checks at entries to communal spaces like train stations and supermarkets. Even after the pandemic faded, this authoritarian control and oversight of citizens and their activities stuck and even intensified. At first, the notion of a more controlled world gained wide acceptance and approval. Citizens willingly gave up some of their sovereignty and privacy to more paternalistic states in exchange for greater safety and stability. Citizens were more tolerant and eager for top-down direction and oversight. National leaders had more latitude to impose order in the ways that they saw fit. Doesn't that sound a little familiar? Doesn't it hit home a little bit? We don't study. We don't read. We don't question. Could it be that we are slowly entering the tale or the story of Harrison Bergeron based in the year of 2081? We really have to ask ourselves, are we part of the problem or are we part of the solution? We can't wait for answers to come to us. We have to seek those answers. Remember, study, read, and draw your own conclusion. Goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.